So hello and welcome to the latest ATTA webinar. Today's webinar is the Wellworth Collection, ready to welcome you back to Tanzania, presented by Mark Redding, founder of Talking Stick Global. Mark has plenty of years of tourism marketing experience in a variety of senior management positions. His experience covers international tour operations, hotel group marketing, boutique lodges and hotels, and adventure tourism. And I'm sure many of you know Mark very well. As always, the webinar will be recorded and a recording will be available shortly after the webinar. After the presentation, there will be the opportunities for Q&A. So if you do have any questions, please type these into the Q&A box and I'll pose these to Mark at the end of the session. So without further ado, we will kick things off and hand over to Mark. So Mark, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, everyone. Welcome. Wow. I just looked in my diary and the last Wellworth update we had was in July of last year. That's 14 months ago. And what a traumatic 14 months we've had in the tourism industry, especially the last 6 months or so. But, you know, there's always after the storm, there's always a silver lining and the sun's always going to come out. And that's why we want to welcome you back to Wellworth. As you all know, Tanzania has reopened. And with that in mind, we thought it would be time to reintroduce ourselves to you and tell you a little bit about Wellworth and what we're doing and where we're going in the future. So Wellworth, African Hospitality Redefined. What is African Hospitality Redefined? Well, the Wellworth Collection is a family-run business. It was started by Ghulam Ismail. It's 100% Tanzanian owned and operated. And what Ghulam decided from the outset is to take all the best elements of global tourism and hospitality and meld it together in that beautiful African smile and give it that African twist. So we kind of redefined the best of global hospitality and put it into an African sense, and in this case, a Tanzanian sense. At this point, I was going to show you a great slide or short video of what we've got at Wellworth Hospitality. And the one thing that we've learned in COVID in the world of Zoom is that Zoom doesn't like video clips, and it's a very unstable platform. So the two video clips that I was going to show in the presentation will be available to download and will be in the actual presentation that you can download at the end. So African Hospitality Redefined and the Wellworth Collection. The elephant in the room, post-COVID bookings and cancellation policies. I thought we'd get this up front and central and out of the way first thing. 3 main points. Firstly, as a hospitality group, we will be holding our rates for next year. Our 2020 rates will hold for 2021. There are 2 points that you can see on here based on existing bookings and new bookings. And I'm not going to go through all the terms and conditions. You can find them on our website. I can send them to you, or your African DMC of choice will have those terms and conditions. All of our terms and conditions and status will remain in place as long as the pandemic status is still active. So you can rest assured that we will honor all of these points. And as a family-run private business, we're in very good shape, and we look forward to going ahead into 2021 with you. So as a hospitality group, where are we based and what do we do? You can see on the map here, we've got 12 green circles and 4 red triangles. The 12 green circles are the existing properties that Wellworth operate, and the 4 red triangles are the properties that are coming online either in 2021 or in 2022. You can see here we cover the main touristic areas of Tanzania. So Serengeti National Park, Ngorongoro Conservation Area, Tarangire, and of course, down on the coast, Dar es Salaam and Zanzibar. So as a group, our footprint is right the way across Tanzania, and we can service your clients in all the main touristic areas. A little bit about us. This is really to show that we are in line with the World Travel and Tourism Council, as is Tanzania. We're a safe place to travel to. As you know, we're part of ATTA, hence on an ATTA webinar today. And for our colleagues and clients in North America, we're part of APTA. So you know, a really good, strong base that we're coming from, and proudly members of some really very strong tourism organizations. Wellworth Hospitality Collection, we can divide into three main segments. We have our luxury lodge collection. We have our luxury tented camp collection, which is branded Al Sarai, and we have our beach destination. So we've got three distinctive products within the portfolio of hospitality. The Wellworth Luxury Lodge Collection, 4 lodges: Lake Manyara, Kilimanjaro, Serengeti, Lake Magadi, Ngorongoro, Oldiani, and our newest lodge, Tarangire, Kuro Treetops, which is a slightly different product to the 3 existing lodges. Very new, very exciting, and we'll have a quick look at that later on. So the first lodge, Lake Manyara, Kilimanjaro. Lovely property set on the edge of the Rift Valley, overlooking Lake Manyara. On a good day, Meru in the distance and Mount Kilimanjaro. Beautiful bush setting. We're approximately 110 kilometers from Arusha, 10 kilometers from Manyara National Park Gate, and very close to the Manyara Airport airstrip. 37 doubles, 12 twins, and 1 suite. To give you an idea of what the properties look like, and to go through what we call our brand standards, I'm going to use these slides. So the brand standards of all Wellworth Collection lodges. First thing down in the corner here, our room size. All the rooms, 60 square meters. So nice, big, spacious rooms. As you can see from the room, we've got either bifold or sliding doors, which lead out onto balconies. All lodge rooms have these. The reason why we want those sliding doors in there is to get our clients out into the fresh air, give them, you know, bring the bush into them. As far as the rooms go, bedrooms, indoor and outdoor showers, bathtubs, so a nice big vanity area, his and hers sinks. All lodges within the collection have fine dining, plated dining, and our hospitality, our public areas range from Boma areas to big bar areas, swimming pool areas, etc. As you can see from the style of the lodges, I'd like to call it traditional African colonialism meets modern African. So really opulent, really, really nice, comforting rooms. So there are kind of our brand standards throughout the lodges. Serengeti Lake Magadi, set in the Serengeti National Park, fantastic views over Moro Koppies and obviously looking down onto Lake Magadi. 39 kilometers from Serenare Airstrip, 280 kilometers from the airport, 45 doubles, 15 twins. So again, a nice big lodge. This is what the lodge is looking like at the moment. I did say that all our lodges and properties were open at the moment. It is open, but what's happened with COVID, we haven't been able to occupy it. So we've still got to get a lot of our soft furnishings in. And I would think that Magadi will be fully open and operational in Q2, about end of March, April of next year. It's a fantastic site. I've had some of my best game viewing sightings down in the lake there, and some of the best photographs I've taken of lion and flamingo down on the lake. So a lovely site, and in line with our lodges. Ngorongoro Oldiani, set up on the crater rim. It's got fantastic access into the crater. It's only 9 kilometers from the crater itself. It's an easy drive from Arusha, so 130 kilometers. If you're on a driving safari, it's a great first stop-off point, or on the way out, a great, you know, a point you can stop on the way out. One thing that I haven't touched on yet is what we do as far as community and social corporate responsibility. Across the lodges and the camps, we've got a variety of programs that operate. The reason I'm sort of pondering on the Oldiani slide is because if anyone has been on a game drive with me, and my family will tell you, my passion in Africa is trees. And one of the social, one of the things that they do at Oldiani is there's a group of local ladies who run a tree nursery, and they're growing saplings and planting saplings. Every single client that arrives at the lodge is gifted a sapling, and they can either go and plant it themselves to reforest the area around the lodge, or the ladies will go and plant it on your behalf to reinforest. So, you know, that's something that's really, really close to my heart. And that's a great project, or one of the numerous projects that we run within the group. Tarangire Kuro Treetops, our newest lodge. It's a lodge, but a luxury tented lodge. So it's not the big opulent stone lodges that we've run in previously. What it is, it's a lodge within the Tarangire National Park, again close to the airstrip, Kuro airstrip. And I think as we go through the presentation, you'll see that all the properties have a close proximity to an airstrip. So if you're flying clients in or flying clients out, the big thing that we've emphasized is that we can get your clients to and from the properties easily. 34 kilometers from the entrance gate. So we're kind of in the area of the swamps. And what we've got here are 25 treetop room suites. So again, they're in the same standard 60 square meters plus minus, indoor and outdoor shower, as you can see, roll top bath, fine dining, but with a slight twist on them. So that gives you a brief overview of the lodges within the portfolio. We run 4 tented camps under the Al Sarai brand. So Al Sarai is the brand of the tented camps, luxury tented camps. 4 of them, Morocopis, Turner Springs, Serenera, and Cogatenda. So to go through them briefly, Morocopis, fantastic situation, central Serenera. Got a hippo pool in front of the camp, 15 doubles, 5 twins, and again close to the Serenera airstrip, 25 kilometers away. Turner Springs, one of my favorites, nice contoured lagoon in front of it, surrounded on 3 sides by water, very good for certain times of the year for the migration to go through. Again, 15 doubles and 5 twins. Now, with these 2 tented camps and with all the lodges and all, we do have facilities for families. So in the tented camps, we've got 2 tents that share 1 platform with a walkway connecting the 2 tents. The 2 tents aren't interconnected. They will be in the future. So for families, they're separate tents with a tented walkway covering them. In the lodges, we have family interconnecting rooms. The 2 newest properties that we've got are Serenera and Cogatenda. Smaller, almost half the size, 6 doubles and 3 twins. Again, close to the airstrips. The reason that they're smaller properties is because of the situation where they're in. Spectacular situations, but they only allow for a smaller, more exclusive camp. So the location dictates the size of the camps. Cogatenda is up in the northern area. Of the 4 tented camps, this is the only tented camp that is seasonal. So it's not open in March and April. We have a closed down period March and April, but for the rest of the year it's open, and obviously the Cogatenda area is well known for its migration. Both Cogatenda and Serenera are very close to the balloon launch site. So if your clients have got a balloon launch on their bucket list, think about those camps because they're very close to the balloon launch site, so you don't have long transfers in. Having said that, the balloon launch site's accessible from all four properties. Nice thing with the Cogatenda airstrip, Cogatenda is up north, but it's very close to the Cogatenda airstrip. So again, you can see where we are here with the cluster of camps. So the 4 tented camps within the Serengeti area serve to make a very nice circuit, and that combined with the lodges gives you a nice robust circuit of the main safari area in Ngorongoro, Serengeti, Tarangire. To give you an idea of what the camps look like and the brand standards, as we call them, within the camps themselves have all been cited, designed and planned by Ghulam Ismail. Ghulam is the chairman and the founder of the Wellworth collection. I've had the great privilege to travel with him quite a bit within Tanzania, within the park. And his vision is to provide clients with a tented camp experience with a little twist to it. So when you go to the Wellworth collection tented camps, no 2 tented camp is the same. So you're not going from one tent to another and they all look the same. All the tents are designed quite differently with a slight twist in them. The furniture is different. The philosophy behind the tented camps is to give clients a view of something, either sunrise, a sunset, an open vista. So the tents are all sited with that in mind, and they're all sited with privacy in mind. All the tented camps run on solar power. It's a great thing. So there's no generators, there's no timelines, 24-hour solar power, which means there's 24-hour lighting, 24-hour hot and cold running water. Again, fine dining, plated meals, and a similar style of decor to the rest of the lodge product. And as you can see here, this gives you a good example. What I was saying is that vista. So with this tent, all the outside canvases can roll up. It's fully mosquito-proof, fly-proofed, and you can lie in the privacy of your own tent, watch the sunrise, the sunset, and then you've got your public areas, which are again tented. So that gives you a brief idea of the products which we've got associated within the national parks. The third element of the Wellworth collection are our destination beach resorts. At the moment, we have two: Kunduchi Beach Hotel and Resort and Zanzibar Beach Resort. If you were listening back in July of last year, we were talking about Kunduchi Beach being closed down, completely gutted, and getting ready to open up again for business. Kunduchi Beach, as we sit today, has been completely gutted, completely refurbished, and what we're waiting for is the soft furnishings to go in. Dar es Salaam is not really known as a sort of one of the great tourism stopping spots, but I think Kunduchi could change that with the refurbishment and everything that's going on there. It is a great beach resort, so you can use it for families, for stay puts, or as a bit of an extension at the end of your safari. Just off Kunduchi Beach, we've got one of the best snorkeling areas in Dar. Just up the coast, the kite school, which is fantastic. Adjoining the resort, we've got Kunduchi water parks, which is the water wet and wild, so great for kids, and also there's a go-kart karting track there. So if you've got families that want to do a few fun things and get to the beach, then it's a good option. And it can obviously also be combined with Zanzibar. These photographs are photographs previously from last year. As I mentioned, we haven't been able to get the soft furnishings in yet. So rather than do a complete photo reshoot, what I'm showing you is what it looked like. So it's going to be a great surprise. For when you get there, you're going to see a whole new Kunduchi Beach Resort. Zanzibar Beach Resort. Funny enough, one of my favorite Wellworth properties. It kind of bucks the trend with the rest of the properties. It's not in the 5-star category yet. It's a good, solid 3-star property. But the reason I like it, it's very close to Stone Town. 2 kilometers from the airport. If you want to get into Stone Town, it's the ideal venue. And I think everyone wants to spend some sort of time in Stone Town. We've got shuttles that go into Stone Town. I think they're twice a day at the moment. And obviously as demand picks up, then those shuttles will start changing. And again, it's on the refurbishment list. So the public areas, the pools, the bathrooms have all been redone, but there is still some tweaks and little bits and pieces to do to the resort. And again, COVID has sort of held us back a little bit on those fronts. Exciting news for 2021-22. We've got 4 new properties coming online. One in Tarangire, one in Mikumi, a new Ngorongoro Lodge, and probably the most exciting one for me is a new beach resort in Zanzibar, Whispering Palms. And that will nicely complement that stay at Stone Town with a beach stay, or again, finishing off the Wellworth collection circuit by having our own 5-star property on Zanzibar. At this point, I was going to show you the Wellworth Salama Safety Initiative. It's one of those videos which is going to haunt us and potentially disrupt the Zoom call. So this short video is available on download. It's great for your clients. It shows what we as a group of properties have done to ensure the safety of our clients. And it's in line with the global standards that everyone has put together. And I think, in all honesty, every single hotel and lodge group has now come into that standard of what our clients will require and expect when they come and stay with us. Just to go through a few quick points with that, I'm not going to read through them all, but as you can see there, I think we've all seen what's been happening with COVID, and we're all on the same page. To finish off, you know, we sadly can't be there at the moment in person. We can be there in spirit. What I'd like to do is just to run through some fantastic images that we've taken, our guests have taken, in and around the Serengeti and in and around our properties, just to kind of remind you of what a great destination Tanzania is, and to remind you that it's still going to be there for us when we get back. I think what these photographs definitely illustrate is how close to nature the camps are. You can get some fantastic game viewing experiences whilst you're in the camps. So all that remains for me to say is on behalf of the Ismail family, myself, all the staff within the Wellworth collection, lodges, beach resorts and tented camps, a real big thank you for all the support you gave us last year, all the emails of encouragement that we've been getting through from our clients and our tour operator base. And we really look forward to seeing you all back in Tanzania very, very shortly. You know, we have great storms in Africa, and as quick as they come, they go, and the sun always comes out after those storms. And I think we're in the eye of the storm at the moment, but the sun's going to come out again. So thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Mark. Great presentation. Always good to go for a little bit of a safari around Tanzania. But great to see the protocols that Wellworth have put in place to ensure client safety, to ensure that things can continue operating, but also fantastic to see that the portfolio is growing and developing. So thank you very much for that. As I mentioned at the beginning of the webinar, there is the opportunity for Q&A. So if you do have any questions for Mark, please do type these into the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen, and I'll be running through those just now. Mark mentioned a couple of videos that will be shared. So if you are catching up on the video, the links for these will be on the ATTA website. And if you have registered, you will automatically receive both a recording of this webinar and the various links that, that Mark refers to. So we've got one question from Marina from ARP Africa. Just wondering whether you're taking bookings for Kuro Tarangire, or is it operating fully fledged at the moment?
I will just confirm that, but as far as I know, we are taking bookings for it. Okay. I think, you know, to honestly answer your question, are we operating fully fledged? If I put my hand on my heart, like all camps and lodges in Africa, how do you define fully fledged? I think, you know, it's a tough one. We all want business. We're not going to turn business away. So yeah, we will be operating as best as we can, fully fledged.
Okay, that's fantastic. We've got a question from Yusuf coming through. Yusuf, can you clarify where you're asking this for? You're asking, do you do safari game drives as well? And I'm sure that the answer is yes.
Yes. I mean, the philosophy behind Wellworth is, you know, we're a hospitality operator. We operate camps and lodges. Within the camps and lodges, we have vehicles because we have clients that do fly in. You know, as I mentioned, we've got very good proximity to all the landing strips. So yes, we can go and pick them up, and yes, we can go and take them on game drives. Having said that, a lot of our client base drive in with their operator of choice. So, you know, they don't necessarily have to use our vehicles, but there are vehicles there for game drives. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, I don't think, unless there are any more questions that anyone would like to pose to Mark, if they're not, I will wrap up. Thank you very much to everyone who's attended. It's great to see some familiar names in the participants, and also some new names. So it's very good to see you. Please keep an eye on your emails. There are a long series of ATTA webinars coming out. Please do keep in touch. So Mark, thank you very much for your time. Attendees,
thank you, Chris.
Very much for your time. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks, everyone. Bye now.